Hi. When you are designing any real concrete plates using linear structure mechanics, you always have really high shear peak values. There are a few solutions to this problem, but do you know what the new upcoming Eurocode G2 has to do with it? The new Eurocode chapter 8.2.1/6 finally recognizes this problem with the linear structure mechanics and allows you to use plasticity to divide the shear to larger areas, usually 2 times the effective depth of the slab on both sides of the peak value. Another big change with the upcoming Eurocode is also critical shear crack theory, which will fix the issues with the original formula when it was used beyond its original calibration samples. And the final thing what changes with the new upcoming Eurocode is the total overhaul of the design process. So the process now has more plate-specific rules. For instance, the lever arm is now function of the shear angle, and we use effective anchored rebar instead of like fully anchored rebar of the old standard. All this means that the shear design process becomes more complex, and usually you need a finite element software with the anchored rebar data model to do this perfectly. And that's exactly how the shear design is done with the new upcoming FEM-Design 25.1. First of all, you can reduce the shear forces. Then you can have the data model of exact anchored rebar, and then you can calculate the shearing angle with all the internal forces and calculate the effective lever arm, and then you can calculate the capacity of the section with all of this data. And finally, remember, if somebody says that nothing changes with the new Eurocode, they probably do not know all the details of the process. So if you want to learn things about the upcoming Eurocode, you can take part of my webinar, what I'm hosting with my colleague Jan. See you all there. Bye.